So I'm Siobhan Lismore-Scott. I'm the editor of Mining Journal, and I'm here with Martino De Ciccio, Deputy CFO of Endeavour Mining. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for organizing this conference.
I just wanted to grab you to ask a couple of questions about some of the topics you raised in your presentation. You mentioned generalist investors and said that there was a bit of a lack in this country. I wondered if you could expand on that at all.
Yes, of course. I think the two important stats that I gave is when you take a look across the average generalist portfolio, less than 0.5% of their fund is invested in gold and gold equities. And if you were to add up all the gold mining companies combined, that would not even make the top 35 market cap company globally. So this is a good opportunity because it means that any small investment that would come into the space would have a material uplift to the valuations of the general sector.
That's it. And has that changed at all? Has this fluctuated?
We are starting to see more generalist appetite, specifically in the UK, as we listed here in June of 2021, and were admitted into the FTSE 100 last year in March. And since then, we've seen our volume increase to roughly 40% of our volume today, total volume in the UK. A third of our register is now in the UK. And when you take a look at how the stock trades, we have negative beta with the FTSE 100. So when the FTSE 100 goes down, we go up. That's been the story for the last 2 weeks now, and that puts lots of eyeballs on Endeavour. Generalist funds need to take a view on any company in the FTSE 100, positive or negative. And given we're the only gold investment or gold opportunity investment in the UK space, it's a very easy decision for them today.
You went over ESG in your presentation and how important it was to Endeavour, and I wondered if you could expand on that slightly as well. How important is that for a developing mining company to
Well, maybe expanding on the same topic, how do we attract generalist investors? And what we've seen with the ESG theme is that investing in a company that is producing and developing in West Africa is a great way to give an uplift to the social economic development of these countries. So we're seeing investors or emerging market investors invest in Endeavour because they see that because we're investing there, we have a big positive impact for both the local communities and host countries in which we're present in. The key stat from the presentation I just gave was that last year we had over $2 billion of economic value returned to our host countries in the form of local procurement, taxes paid, minority dividends, and taxes on salaries.
I see. And how do you mitigate against risks in the countries that you've mentioned, the Burkina Faso, for example? How do you mitigate against kind of geopolitical risks?
I mean, through the presentation, we saw the key benefits of being in West Africa. It's now the largest gold producing region globally. It's the top area globally where discoveries are being made, and we're able to build there on time, on budget, and safely. Now, to be able to do all of this, you need size. You need to be important for host countries and governments. And this has made Endeavour's key competitive advantage. We are the largest producer in West Africa and also in the 3 countries in which we operate in, Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Burkina Faso. This means that we're able to structure our business in a very different way than a company that has mines scattered across the globe or smaller mining companies or exploration companies. We're able to build airstrips on each one of our sites, fly everyone in and out. We have our operating team that's based in country and able to access our sites within 1 to 3 hours. So we're not trying to manage mines in West Africa based out of Perth or Vancouver, where it takes 2 to 3 days to get to sites. And that's the best way to mitigate the risks that we see in West Africa.
So what advice would you have for a developing miner or someone in your position maybe 10 years ago?
I mean, there's many stories today. We started at this conference. There's many developers out there. The key advice I would give is be serious in their approach. There's been too many times where junior mining companies do a project because they want to sell it. And that's not the best way to develop a project. I think if you have a good project, you should not have as an end goal to sell it to someone else. So if they were to take their project seriously, do the infill drilling that's required, put, the cursors, because every assumption is plus or minus 15 or 30%. So put the cursors as if they were the ones building it, you would end up having much more robust projects. And again, if they're robust, they would be able to get financing and be able to build it themselves rather than relying on a larger producer to buy them.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
No, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.